welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will see how to load our own data into BigQuery. So before starting the lab, let's go through the overview of this lab. So let's understand what BigQuery is. BigQuery is Google Cloud's fully managed serverless data warehouse that allows you to store, analyze, and query massive data sets efficiently. It is designed for big data analytics and supports SQL-like queries to process terabytes or even petabytes of data in seconds. So in this lab, we will be loading data into BigQuery from various sources. We'll load data into BigQuery using the CLI and console. Then we will use DDL to create tables. So let's start the lab. So now let's proceed with task 1, create a new data set to store tables. So now we have logged into the console. Here you need to select BigQuery, click on BigQuery. So you will be brought into this BigQuery dashboard. Here you can see this is a project ID. You need to click on this and create data set. So we are creating data set inside this project. So the dataset ID name should be this NYC taxi. So copy this. And the location type will be multi-region US. Click on create dataset. Now you can see this dataset is created. So you can click on check my progress. This should be complete now. We have created dataset to store tables. Next we will ingest a new dataset from a CSV. So we need to download this trips data locally onto our machine. So click on this link, it will download the CSV file. See, this is downloaded. Next we need to create table. So here you can click on this. This is a data set. You need to click on this hover button and click on create table. Create table from upload. Select file, browse the file you downloaded locally earlier. File format will be CSV and this is the table name. So let's copy this. See here under source, create table from, you need to click on this drop down and select upload. Select file, click on browse, downloads. So I have downloaded this file. So select the file. So we have selected the CSV file and the file format will be CSV. Project destination, it will be the same. Data set name will be taken automatically and table name you have to paste that one. So the 2018 trips. So the table type will be native table and schema will be auto detect. So post this, you can click on create table. So we are importing that data from CSV file into this table. So this is the table. Number of rows are 10,000. How many rows are in the table? So you can see, so this is the table info. Under NYC taxi dataset, we can see this table. You need to click on this table and click on details to see the table info. So under number of rows, you can see 10,018. So this is the one. So now we have successfully loaded CSV file into our BigQuery table. Next we will run SQL queries. In the query editor, we need to write this query to list top 5 most expensive trips of the year. So let's copy this. Here under query, you need to click on this query. So here you need to run this. So copy paste that and run this. So under results you can find Top 5 expensive trips. What was the highest fare amount in the year? So the fare amount, so if you scroll towards the right, you can see the fare amounts. So 300 was the highest fare amount. So now we have ingested a new data set from a CSV. Next, we will ingest a new data set from Google Cloud Storage. We will try to load another subset of the same 2018 trip data that is available on the cloud storage. So here we will be making use of command line interface tool. So for that, here we need to activate Cloud Shell. We need to execute that command from Cloud Shell. So when you activate the Cloud Shell, you need to set the project ID in the Cloud Shell. I have set it to gcloud config set project followed by the project ID. So let me clear the screen. So let's copy this. Here BQ is used for executing BigQuery commands. BQ load, since we are loading the data from cloud storage into BigQuery, we need to pass this flag load. Source format will be CSV, so we will be loading the CSV file, and we are passing auto detect flag here, so it will auto detect the schema. And so this is the one, NYC taxi 2018 trips. So inside this data set and the table, to this table we are loading this data which is present in the CSV file, and this file is in this cloud storage bucket. Copy this. So now this is done. So since we are passing this no replace flag here, it won't replace the existing data in the table, but instead it will append the data from the CSV into that table. So now let's verify this. So if we see this, this is a table, and let's refresh this table here. So now you see it's 20,024. So before it was 10,018, now it has doubled it. So after we loaded this new set of data into the table, you can see the number of rows been doubled. So now again, let's run that query. So we had previously ran this query. Let's run this query again. Now let's see what's the most expensive trip. See, it's still same 300. So it has not removed it. When we imported that CSV file into this table, it has not removed the existing data from the table. We see the existing data still present. So once done, we can click on check my progress. This is complete now. We ingested a data set from Google Cloud Storage. Next, we will create tables from other tables with DDL. So we will use DDL command to extract the data and store it in another table. So here we are extracting only January trip details in that year, and we are storing it in the another table. So here you can see create table. We are running this create table and creating a table with this name, and it is selecting the data specific to January trips from this table. So NYC taxi is the data set name and 2018 trips is the table name. So from there it is extracting. So here we are defining that clause to extract data specific to the January trips and store this data in separate table. So let's copy this. So let's run new query. So copy this and run this query. See, as soon as you run this query, it has created this January trips table. So now this contains only the trips which happened in January. Number of rows you can find 1523. Next we will run the query to find the longest distance traveled in the month of January. So it will be selecting from this table January trips and it will find the longest trip distance. So let's copy this and the limit is set to only one. So only one row of result we will get. Click on query here, delete this and paste that. Click on run. So under results you can find there is only one data available here, one row of data. So here under trip distance you can find the longest distance which is 2804. In this task we learnt how to create tables from other tables with DDL. So this is how we do it. So once you complete all the tasks in this lab, you can click on end lab. So in this lab, we saw how to create a new data set to store tables. Then we ingested a new data set from CSV. Later we saw how to ingest new data set from the Google Cloud Storage. And we also saw how to create a tables from other existing tables with DDL. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions regarding this lab, you can post your comments under comment section. I'll be happy to answer those questions. If you found my video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel and stay up to date with the latest content on this channel. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video.